What is up, beautiful people? It's your boy Joshua Martin, and welcome to the very first rigculture episode. In case you didn't know what rigculture is, make sure to check out the video in the description. But basically, in a nutshell, we are showcasing different types of rigs from all levels, iPhone, DSLR, mirrorless, to cinema rigs, on this platform to give you guys some insight, see what other people are building, how they use their gear, as well as give you some tips and tricks and some other things. So let's actually just get into this first one. We got 4 people showing their rigs, including myself. We have 2 Blackmagics, we have a Gh5 and a C200. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? So our first rig setup we have is from Patrick. He's a filmmaker and photographer based in Toronto. He is rocking a Gh5, which I love. You guys have seen it. I've used the Gh5 all of 2018. Attached to it, he has a SLR Magic 25mm lens, and then he has a Anamorphic 40 anamorphic adapter attached to it. It's a 133 squeeze, great lens, great adapter, great mix to get a very unique flare because the Gh5 has the native support and a native 4x3 sensor. For his audio, he has a deity mic. I've heard good things from this mic, so you might want to check this out. He has a follow focus setup with the Nano from Tilta, powered by a USB power bank powering the Nano, and he's rocking a dual handle system for the right side and for the top handle. And recently, I know he just updated to a Ninja V to get the most quality out of this Gh5, which makes a lot of sense. It's a light, small recorder, but powerful at the same time. Great tools. And I think the best part of it all, his name for the camera is Nightcrawler. I think that's just a dope name. But if you want to see more of his rig and hear more about what he wants to say, check out his channel. The links are in the description below.
What is going on, friends? My name is David Lee, cinematographer, documentary filmmaker, and a business owner. Pocket 4K is the main camera. Small rig, I've been using their products for many years, back when I was using my Sony a6500, Sony a7R Mark II, but I have the full cage for the Blackmagic Pocket 4K here. Along with that, it's kind of like how I connect it to the shoulder pad, right, which is this Sony, well, it's a small rig, Sony VCT14 shoulder pad, which is pretty good. The shoulder pad itself is like okay, it's not like the best thing, but I use it because I can connect 15mm rods to the front, 15mm rods to the back, and also some other accessories, rosette arms, things like that. Let's continue on with the bottom of the rig. So I have 15mm rods in the front, and then that's what I use to hold my my PD Movie Live Air wireless follow focus. It's a Bluetooth controlled wireless follow focus. On the back side is these are 2.5-inch 15mm rods. I have that connected to a small rig V-mount quick release plate, and then behind that is the V-mount itself. It's from Juicebox. Side of the camera is where I have the remote control for the wireless follow focus. It sits in a very comfortable position where I can still use the top handle, which is from Small Rig, in my left hand, and then the right hand I can use with my thumb to kind of wheel, follow focus, and rack focus. The top handle from Small Rig is an attachment in the front for another 15mm rod, and then from there I have a shotgun microphone clamp that I use for my Rode NTG2. And on top of the top panel is the small HD focus. I've had this guy for I actually got it right when it came out, like 2 years ago. I use it a lot because it gives me false color. That's how I expose for scenes in general. I have all my LUTs. It's a touch screen. You can swipe across left, swipe across right, to full screen formats of like a waveform or a vector scope. That being said, I feel like the last piece of the equation is a lens. So for the most part, I have the Fujinon MK18-55 T2.9 on this camera like 90% of the time, unless I'm using prime lenses for something specific. It's a great length, especially for this 1.85 times crop on the Pocket 4K. It gets me wide enough, it gets me close enough, fast enough, at a T2.9, fast enough for me at least. And I mean, great mechanics. It's light, 82mm front, so you can still use your standard variable NDs, your diffusion filters, anything you like.
My name is Omar Lopez. I am a filmmaker and I'm here today to talk to you about my rig. This is my rig, my C200 rig. It's actually rather simple. There's nothing really complicated about it because the C200 already comes with a lot of very good components that I could work off of. For example, the side handle, I use quite a bit. Same thing with the top handle. This is the one that comes with the C200. I didn't have to go out and buy a third-party unit for that. But what I did buy when I first was doing all my research for the C200, I really found that a lot of people didn't like the monitor, the Canon monitor that comes with the C200. So I went out and bought a small HD 502, which is the monitor that you see here. In addition to that, I wanted a shoulder configuration that I really liked, that will provide some more natural movement to my films. So I bought this shape base plate that comes that holds the 15mm rods, that hold also the shape follow focus that I have on there right now, and then the shoulder pad that's connected to the 15mm rods in the back. And then I have a Red Rock micro front handle that I use obviously to have 2 points of contact when I'm filming. The only beef that I have with my rig right now is the balance of it. It's very front heavy. Eventually I'm going to get a V-mount battery that's going to be mounted in the back, so that I can, not only provide balance to my rig, but also power different things. So I'm going to put a wireless follow focus system, the Tilta Nucleus Nano. I bought it already, I have it. I'm just finding ways to power it, and I'm going to do that with the V-mount battery. That's it, that's my rig. It's really rather simple, but it works for me, and that's what the rig is supposed to do, just work for what you need it to work for. So that's it. Bye.
Last but not least, let's talk about my Blackmagic, aka the Lesser Mini. I have a Tilta full cage for the Blackmagic. It is, I think, one of the better cages out there. I like Tilta's system. It's all integrated with each other and it works pretty well. The top handle is from Tilta, though I have flipped it around just because it's more secure this way. Once it's around the other way and you add more weight, after a while it starts to get a little bit wiggly, so I don't like that, so I flipped it around and it works better this way. As well as I had just a standard rubber handle on the left side, which helps give more balance, because the way I hold this camera, if I'm not using any screen on it, I'm using the left side and the right side to stabilize my shot. Powering all of this, I'm running the Core SWX power bank for the Pocket 4K, aka the Lesser Mini, and this is the best solution. I don't like to use any other small battery. A lot of people want to just use up to 6 batteries to power this camera. I think that's, in my opinion, kind of pointless. Just get a V-mount. This lasts more for about 3.5 hours full charge, and I could power other accessories off of this if I wanted to, but keeping it like I said, I keep it underneath. It acts as a balance, and yeah, I kind of like it. Just to get decent audio, I have the Rode Mic Video Plus attached to it. I have one of my favorite lenses on here attached to a wooden camera rubber zip tie matte box. I'll get to that last, but this is butter. If you guys are looking for a 100mm equivalent, beautiful bokeh, beautiful just lens all around, the SLR 50 T9.5 Hyper Prime is one of those lenses you should look at. It's going down in price, I believe, because they are releasing some new rehousing of these lenses, but this thing's a tank. It's a nice weight, it's a beautiful image, and something to definitely check out. Like I said too, this is attached to a wooden camera zip tie matte box, and this allows me to put 4x4 filters. This is the 80 to 85 zip tie, and I just have a few step up rings. It's a little tricky to put it on, but once it's on, I just keep it on, and it does a decent job for what I don't want unwanted flares, because this lens around 1.1 or 1.4 t-stop, it does flare a lot, and some of it's really nice and some of it isn't. So that's the main reason why I use it. Eventually I will invest into 4x4 filters, so I won't have to use these screw-on mounts, but it aids to what I do now, so it can attach to it. And if in case you guys are actually wondering, my second handheld quote-unquote setup would have a Ninja V attached to it. It would have the bottom plate as well as the rails, the V-mount battery, and a follow focus attached to it. So that's what it'll look like there. But yeah. Yo, I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. I'm hoping that the quality will slowly gain up. It's a little rough around the edges, but I'm glad it's out. I'm glad it's out there. If you guys like this, make sure to check out all the links below, all the profiles, Instagrams, you name it. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments below. And if you want to submit and show what you got on this channel, feel free. The email and instructions are in the bottom. But I'll catch you guys on the next one. Shout out to everyone who participated in this video, and I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.